Yes, sir! Denver Nuggets news, boys. The Denver Nuggets have inquired about Terrence Ross, boys. So how do I know this? Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer reported on his podcast that the Denver Nuggets have inquired about acquiring Terrence Ross. I'm saying a lot of choir. I could have been in the choir. But back to the topic. So why would the Nuggets want Terrence Ross? Well, it's a couple simple reasons, boys. Basically, the Nuggets are 6th in the West right now, and they need to take themselves to the next level. They need some pieces that will take them to the next level as a team. So that's where Terrence Ross comes in. Terrence Ross, for the season, he's shooting 36% from three, about a 35% three-point shooter for his career. Very efficient. We've seen this guy score 51 points on the Raptors. We saw what he did to Kenneth Faried on the Nuggets. That's a throwback for you true Nuggets fans, but I digress. So it makes sense for the Nuggets to want to bring in a 36% three-point shooter, because bringing in a guy like Terrence Ross, he'll be able to fill the void that was left by Gary Harris, who has been inconsistent lately as he's dealing with a groin injury. I think he only played like 2 games since February, so that's not really going to work, boys. The Nuggets need consistent production that they can count on. That's where a guy like Terrence Ross comes in. He is a bit of a streaky shooter, which happens with any shooters that come off the bench. To become a consistent shooter, you need to get your shots, get your rhythm. When you're just coming in and off the bench, it's hard to get that rhythm, which is why a lot of shooters off the bench are streaky. But as I said, it would make sense for the Nuggets to get this guy. He could fill the void that Gary Harris has left with his inconsistent play and his injury. He's also on a team-friendly deal going into 22-23, so he's making about $12 million average over the next 3 years. So I think it makes sense for the Nuggets to try and acquire this guy. So that begs the question: who would the Nuggets have to trade to get a guy like Terrence Ross? Well, I came up with a couple ideas, boys. Just looking at the salaries, to match salaries with Terrence Ross, I think Terrence Ross makes, as I said, about around $12 million. This year it's $13.5 million. Over 3 years, it averages to about $12 million. So for the Nuggets to match his salary, there are a few options that they could go about. So they could trade Gary Harris for Terrence Ross and then add in Gary Clark to make the salaries match. And I think that's a trade that makes sense. You give Gary Harris a new environment on the Magic. Let him spread his wings a bit. Let's try somewhere new, because obviously things are not working out with the Nuggets. I understand that Gary Harris was once a great player, but as of late, this season has not been his best. Last season, he was kind of struggling a bit. When he came back in the bubble, we saw him play much better, but lately it's just not been the same. Something is off with Gary Harris, and I think bringing a guy like Terrence Ross makes sense. He's a good cultural guy, good locker room guy. He's a fun guy to be around. So you could trade Gary Harris for Terrence Ross and Gary Clark. Or another option is you could do a straight 1-for-1 trade and trade Will Barton for Terrence Ross. So it's up to you guys. If you have any other trade suggestions, let me know what you think could work. Also, what are your thoughts on the Nuggets wanting to acquire Terrence Ross, reported by Kevin O'Connor? I just thought I'd share this news with you boys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button. If you click the like button, I'll keep bringing these videos for you guys. Subscribe to the channel. We do new NBA videos every week. Have a great day, boys. Peace.